I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash, to give me the spirit to do this video. This lesson is going into, do you want to be made white or not? Okay? Do you want to be made white or not? And it takes work to get there, man. Okay? You just can't think about when Yahweh Shah come and turns you perfect and give you those white robes. You have to work to get to those white robes, man. Meaning you have to abound. Okay? You have to grow, become more whiter, more acceptable. So the first scripture I'm going to start with is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thy heart, your mind, keep my commandments. Right, man. And those commandments are overall, man. The whole book. Okay? Not just talking about the 10 commandments or the commandments you read in the Old Testament. Okay? For example, when Yahweh Shah told Peter, feed my sheep 3 times. Okay? If you love me, Peter, feed my sheep. That was a commandment, man. And that was a huge commandment. Okay? Because part of feeding the sheep is showing them love, man. That's the love. And being fervent with the brothers. Let's prove that. Let's go to Mark chapter 12, starting at verse 28. And one of the scribes came, and having heard them reason together, and perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And Yahushua answered him, the first of all the commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, power is one Lord. And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. You hear that? All your strength. Okay? The only way you can do that is to be single-minded, man. That's how you're going to accomplish that. This is the first commandment. The second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. Okay? So it's speaking about the body of Yahweh Shem Shai, showing fervent love, serving them, doing the work. All right? Let's go back to Proverbs chapter 3, starting verse 2. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart, of your mind. So shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Yahweh and man. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. In all your ways acknowledge him, man. Okay? Now, when you read about the ancient man and all the great things they did, man, one thing that you have to acknowledge is that they acknowledge Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in all their ways, man. When Yahweh Shah was on the scene, he acknowledged Yahweh in all his ways. It was all about doing the will. It was all about pleasing Yahweh, okay? Watching their every move. And the only one that was perfect was Yahweh Shah when he was on the scene. Everybody else had trouble in the flesh, but their eye was single, man. So that was walking more white. That's why when you read, these things are written for our learning, man, for us to mimic with sincerity. Okay? Now, when it says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths, let's go to direct in the blue letter.
Strong's H 3474. Yasher. Yasher.
To be right, be straight, be level, be upright, be just, be lawful. You see? Be smooth. So, if you acknowledge Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in all your ways and your doings, he's going to put the spirit of wisdom on you, man, of fear, okay, to be on point, man, to walk by the spirit and not by the flesh. In other words, walk more white, more pure. So reading again, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths, your steps, where you're going, man, okay? And he's going to send your angel to guide you, man, through his spirit to guide you in that path, the right path, the path to the kingdom of heaven, to that new body, so that we ain't got to deal with this flesh no more, man, and never mess up again, you know? Verse 7, be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord Yahweh and depart from evil. Right, man. You have no license to do evil, man, and just willful sin, man. You got to be very, very, very careful, man. You should be excited, be very, very excited to be more obedient, okay? You should be excited to be more obedient. All right, from there, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, starting verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, says the Lord Yahweh. I will not spare them. Go your way, you children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. You hear that? You have to watch what you're doing, man. Acknowledge Yahweh Shema Shai in all your ways. If you don't do that, you're in danger of getting spewed out, man, or going backwards. Okay? So you got to be in the spirit of offending less, day in and day out, man, watching what you're doing, you know, going through examination of your spirit and seeing where you're at, man. You have to be honest with yourself. Verse 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore deliver he them unto death and destruction. Right. That reminds me of that one scripture. If your conscience condemn you, him that is greater, which is talking about Yahweh Shema Shai, can see right through you, man. They know all things. So if your own heart condemning you, that ain't good, man. Need to watch what you're doing and change some things up. Okay? Walk more pure, more white. Verse 27, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and you shall remain in them. For Yahweh Shema Shai shall not deliver you, because you have sinned against him. Right, man. Because if you're living in Yahweh Shai, you have no sin. Your sin is covered by his blood. But you have to follow the commandments that are given to live in him correctly, so that the sins you do, okay, with a contrite spirit, you get forgiven, man, through his blood. All right? But you're supposed to be striving to be squeaky clean, even though our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. But you got to understand how much of a blessing it is in being obedient, man. And I ain't just talking about getting beat up in the chariot. Ultimately, that's what you want to do. You want to get beamed up, get the new bodies. But, man, there's a comfort. There's a level of comfort of being obedient that's special, okay, while you're here, man. That a lot of things don't even bother you. Why? Because the Lord is rewarding you for being a son that's obedient, man, and acknowledging them in all your ways. Very, very important to this truth in your walk, okay? All right, from there, let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 17. Now the Lord is that spirit, and where the spirit of that Lord is, there is liberty. Right. But you know you're not supposed to abuse your liberty, okay, with the occasion of the flesh. That liberty is a grace period to do what? To continue to serve Yahweh Shema Shai. When you mess up, you have forgiveness of sins, man, if you confess it and not hide it. That's beautiful, man, that we're in this opportunity. So how much more respectable will you be to Yahweh Shema Shai if you are really trying your best and really examine yourself to not sin, okay? To not go off, to walk more pure, abounding and getting better at it, man, as time go by, man. Day in and day out, man, you're getting better and better as time go by. Okay? That's a mentality you got to have in this truth. Verse 18. But we all with the open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, are changed into the same image from glory to glory. You hear that? From glory to glory, meaning you're abounding. Glory to another glory, meaning you're becoming more white and more white and more white until that great day, man. So it can all be fulfilled, even as the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay? From there, let's go to Ephesians chapter 4, starting verse 21. If so be that you have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahweh Shai, that you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man. See, the old man was not considering Yahweh Shai in all his ways, man. All the moves was all flesh and want for that moment. Temporary lust. Okay? But part of getting rid of that old man and putting on that new man is becoming white, becoming pure, man. Putting on those holy garments, man. Putting on discipline, obedience, fear and trembling. Okay? Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So it says that you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, those are your actions, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Okay? Meaning get ready to go from glory to glory, and that you put on the new man, which is after Yahweh Shema Shai, created in righteousness and true holiness. Right, man? You're supposed to put on a new man. That ain't just the faith, okay? It tells you above all, take on faith, because we're not justified by the law alone, okay? But that new man is the spirit of truth and understanding and wisdom mingled with obedience, not just knowing knowledge. You have guys that know a lot of knowledge, man, but they ain't gonna make it because they're trying to get on the chair by just the knowledge and not actually the actions of fear, how they move, how they operate. Okay, they woke up the minute Israelite. They wrote all these notes, was excited to go around cutting people with the scriptures, but they never changed inside. Okay, they never became that new man. All right. From there, let's go to Colossians chapter 3, starting verse 9. Lie not one to another, seeing that you have put off the old man with his deeds. Right, man. Okay? So we're still in the process of putting on a new man. So you got to examine your deeds so you can change things, man. You can't be stagnant thinking you got it because you received the word. Okay? You have to finish the work, man. And part of that is being more obedient and abounding, man. Okay? You should be excited, man. Think about the power you deal with and your prayers being heard and different things you can do in the spirit, man. Whatever you ask for in righteousness, you'll receive if you're obedient, man. The more you are obedient, the more confidence you're going to have. Point blank, period. Verse 10, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him. Right, man. Where there is neither Greek nor Jew, talking about the Greek is talking about Israelite foreigners, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Yahushua is in all and in all. Put on therefore as the elect of Yahushua, holy and beloved, vows of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering. Okay? You got to put those on, man. And though we fall short, you can put these on and still fall short. But you better put it on, man, and examine where you're at in the spirit. That really matters, man. From there, let's go to Revelation chapter 3, starting at verse 4. Thou hast a few names, even in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white. You hear that? Shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. Okay? You are working to be worthy. All right? And you shouldn't be satisfied with where you're at. Okay? When it comes to obedience, when it comes to what you do. Sinning. Okay? You hear that voice telling you not to do it, but you do it anyway. And we know this flesh is weak, but you got to get better at that as time go by. That's the grace period, man. That's what it's for, to prepare you, man. You're receiving mercy. So do the things necessary to get that full mercy, which is getting in the chariots. All right? Verse 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, which was written at the beginning, before the foundation of earth. Okay, who was going to receive the salvation. But I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. Now that's a huge deal. Okay, think about that. If you're obedient, man, and you have the knowledge at the same time, mingled together within a good balance, though we still mess up, that's why we got the advocate for, man. The mediator to work that out. His blood is working that out. His sacrifice is working that out. Okay? You live a different life, man. You feel a lot better day in, day out, man. You sleep better. Everything's better, man. The music's better when you put it on. Your food tastes better, because it's that spirit of joy of what? Discipline. You know you're doing what you need to do, so your confidence is off the roof, man. Off the charts. All right, from there, let's go to Revelation chapter 19, starting verse 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife hath made herself ready. Right. You have to make yourself ready. That's the elect. See, the elect made themselves ready, man, okay, by abounding, by going from glory to glory. But the light shining brighter and brighter, man, to that perfect day, okay? Meaning they got more single-minded and more single-minded and more single-minded, all right? Verse 8, and to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. And he said unto me, right blessed are they which are called into the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he said unto me, these are the true sayings of Yahweh. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that had the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. And I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. And in righteousness, he doeth judge and make war. Talking about Yahweh Shai with the angels, man. Tells you Psalm 68, verse 17, that he shall come with many angels, man, thousands and thousands. Jump down to 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon the white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Right? And we're working to be fully white and clean. You know, right now through his blood, you know, living in him, that makes us white, but that complete white is enduring to the end and finishing. Okay, so it's sealed completely. Okay, and it can't be taken from you. So when you go into the chariots, man, your crown, that glory, that robe cannot be taken. Right now, it can be taken. Okay, through this world, man, getting caught up out here, man. So you have to understand that, man. You're not off the hook. So you have to really grind and grind and grind at becoming whiter, man. All right. Now, last scripture, let's go to Mark chapter 9, verse 3. Now, this is the account when Yahweh Shai transfigured himself. But I'm going to read a point that I want to make in verse 3. It says, and his raiment became shining while he was transfiguring himself, exceeding white as snow, so as no fuller on earth can white them. Right, man. It was so pure that it was no spot that was dirty or that need to get filled in to be more white. It was just the whitest you can be, man. Okay? Like pure snow when you see, you know, that beautiful, beautiful white. So right now, we need a fuller, okay? And that's to endure to the end, man, to get completely white and perfect. Right now, we in this flesh, so it's corrupted, man. This flesh is horrible, and we still in it, you know. But by the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shem Shai and the blood of Yahweh Shai, we have an opportunity to grind, man. We have that opportunity, man. That's the mercy we have been given. So, hey, man, do what you got to do, man. Become more white, man. Acknowledge Yahweh Shem Shai in all your ways. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Forgive me the spirit to do this video. Double honor to the elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to your Akamite that's doing the truth and sincerity. Shalom.